Welcome back, everybody. My name is CringeyJesse, and this is Formula One Manager 23, round number 14 here at the Netherlands. The Dutch Grand Prix is right around the corner. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of sponsorship obligations coming up at the end of the last video, and therefore we have them coming up in this video. As we look at the calendar, I accidentally simmed up one day, an entire day. And I believe at the end of the last video, we were 18 million in debt, and 100% I simmed one day. So we're gonna go look, right? That's the 31st, that's today, and that is the Belgium Grand Prix, right? I accidentally simmed up one day because I did not know how to use the calendar, and just like down here, you use your right and left bumpers. I used my trigger, which obviously sims forward. And I don't know how I lost or gained $6 million, but we're now $12 million in debt unless I'm just tripping and maybe it did say 12 at the end of the last video, but I'm pretty positive it said 18. So I'm hoping with these right here, we do get some money because these are events, factory event, driver media appearance. Come on, Jesse, appearance. Anyway, then we got three more this day. Race day factory event, race hospitality, driver media, which we also have the next race. And then three that race, two that race, two that race. So I wonder if we get money on those. We are about to find out. Looking over here, they're just constantly going to remind me that they lost confidence, and I don't know. Good morning, Cringy, the structural analyst, the structural analysis. Wow, can I not speak? Of the wind tunnel has now been completed. I can confirm the factory signs of structural damage. We will need to make some repairs. 1 grand or 100 grand. I think I can do 100 grand, which is unfortunate because maybe I should not do this, but it's very, very cheap, and hopefully we get all of those back. I have one more unread. I don't know where it went or what it is, but anyway, here we go. We are going to sim forward. Whoa, no, don't care. Can I lower those? No? Okay. Don't care. Let's go back to the home, please. Alright, here we go. 1, 2. Okay, we lost a little bit, but not a lot of it. We still have 12 million in debt. Respond. We have identified promising talent in F3 who could really benefit from some sponsorship. No, we're not going to sponsor them. They're not the F3 driver that we decided to pick up. So no. Look at Simone here. It's been a while since we've done any car part research. Gee, I wonder why, my guy. We're in debt. Chill out, bro. Chill out. I can't do any of that. Can I? Bro, you know how mad I'd be if I could still do research? I can't do research. We're going to do a front wing. We're going to use all the hours. Yep, all the hours, yep. All the wind tunnel hours, all of them. Get there. All right, yep. Next up, all the way up. Yeah, see, that's 1.6 mil. There's no way. Yeah, we can't do it. Anyway, no, stop it. No, stop it. Anyway, 12 million in debt. We got the Netherlands coming up. I will see you guys in qualifying.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
The session will be divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3. With the slowest 5 drivers eliminated from each period, their best times will determine the grid for the upcoming race.
Given what we've seen of late, what do you think of Kevin Magnussen there, Karun?
Well, Crofty, here is a driver who's just oozing confidence right now. We could see the impact it's having, and I'm sure that'll carry through to qualifying.
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Well, here we are in Q1, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. I don't blame Kevin Magnussen for losing confidence. Heck, I'm losing confidence, and the board has lost all confidence in me. But we are hoping to turn all of that around as we are going to go ahead and send them out for their first lap. There goes Magnussen. And here comes Hulkenberg out of the pit lane. And for Q1, we're hoping for no rain during qualifying, but I do believe it's going to be a rainy race. There's also a lot of penalties on the grid, and I will show you those after Q1. But let's go ahead and skip up real quick. All right, here comes Kevin Magnussen around the bend. Hulkenberg behind him. He might have a slight slipstream back there on Kevin Magnussen. Not sure how much help that's going to be. There does seem to be a little bit of traffic ahead of us. That looks like a Williams. Please get out of the way. It was Logan Sargent. We loved it when he's in the way. Purple Sector 1 for Nico Hulkenberg as he's going quickest through the track so far. And we're going to blame it on the traffic. Who knows? Nico Hulkenberg was not quicker than Kevin Magnussen throughout practice, even though they were on the same strategies throughout practice, same tires, same laps. Here comes Kevin Magnussen. He's going to put in a 111.5. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg, who has a purple Sector 3. So he did go faster through Sector 1 and Sector 3 over Hulkenberg. And the last lap, he did a 112.0. Here we are, just under 3 minutes to go, and here comes a Red Bull. I think that's Sergio Perez. We're going to try to get Kevin Magnussen out behind him, and that did not go according to plan at all. But now here goes Nico Hulkenberg. Hopefully he doesn't have to wait on that Aston Martin. He does not. Alright, so both of them going out for their second lap here in Q1. Hulkenberg in the drop zone at the moment. There's a couple of cars that I still can't believe are ahead of them. Albon, he's doing good this week after a poor week last week. Sargent up in the top 15. De Vries up in the top 15. De Vries was annoying last week. I won't lie. Will not lie. But let's see how this ends. We have Kevin Magnussen coming across the line. We have Nico Hulkenberg coming across the line. All we really want to see is improvements through the sectors. We want to see some green sectors as here comes Kevin Magnussen. He's going to have a green. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg. He's going to have a yellow. He is going to have a yellow Sector 1. That is not a good way to start your last qualifying lap as we are coming up on Sector 2. It's going to be yellow for Kevin Magnussen. That's not good. It's going to be green for Nico Hulkenberg. So we got green and yellow for both of them. They must be Packer fans. Here comes Magnussen across the line. He goes. No improvement from Kevin Magnussen. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg. No improvement from Nico Hulkenberg as well. So we're going to have to hope Piastri, Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, and Norris do not improve. And speaking of, we're going to go back and watch, see if they do get any improvement. Here comes Oscar Piastri. He's going to go into the pit lane. I hit the wrong button. Here comes Bottas. Bottas not going to improve, and Norris, he did improve, but not above Hulkenberg. So it looks like Kevin Magnussen, who just got bumped down because Sargent did improve, he will go on into Q2. Nico Hulkenberg will be eliminated in Q1. Penalties, because I did want to show y'all those after Q1. Max Verstappen, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Alexander Albon, all with penalties, and they're all in the top 10. I don't know how major their penalties are. I don't know where they're going to end up, but they do have penalties, and if it's anything like all the other penalties I have seen, they'll start in the back. Here we are in Q2. I'm going to try. Kevin, I'm sure, will try his hardest to get into Q3. So let's go ahead and send him out. Hopefully, even if he doesn't get Q3, hopefully he gets high in the elimination zone. I don't want to see him low inside of it. I want to see him pretty high. And here we go to start our first lap is Kevin Magnussen. We do have a couple other cars out there on the track. We may catch up to, is that an Alpine in front of us? It's not, no, that is a Williams. Okay, so Williams isn't as blue as I thought they were. A purple Sector 1 so far, but no one to come in behind us yet and for us to compare. So we're just basically seeing what kind of lap we're putting in, and we do have someone coming in behind us to compare with, as they do get a purple sector 1 somewhere behind us. We're going to come across the line. Magnussen putting in a 112.5 once again. 3 minutes on the board, and we are dead last. Still just over 2 seconds behind the leader. We are sitting at 2.2 seconds. We do have to reconfigure. We're going to send them out on the same tire as we did before. And here comes Kevin Magnussen as he's crossing the line. Yes, we did take control to do what we had to do, and hopefully it works. I've heard sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't really do a lot. But we have a green Sector 1, so we are improving. Unfortunately, it looks like we're coming up on some traffic. Hopefully it doesn't really slow us down, as we are going to go ahead and get around those cars. They are going to get out of the way there. It's a yellow Sector 2, though. So unfortunately, I do think it slowed us down, as we are now behind the Red Bull, who probably also slowed us down. Yeah, no improvement, nothing better. Just too much traffic. It was very, very unfortunate. Kevin Magnussen getting a P15 right now.
Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
Zandvoort's highly banked corners make it one of the more unusual Grand Prix circuits. Dutch driver Max Verstappen won with a dominant lead here in 2021, driving the home fans to a frenzy as he did.
Karun, do you think the Haas driver is going to be feeling confident going into this race?
They've been performing well and doing exactly what the team is asking of them. They've just got to keep doing what they're doing.
So let's see how the teams tackle this race today at the Dutch Grand Prix. Get ready for some fighting between the sand dunes here at the Dutch Grand Prix. And there's no doubting that Lance Stroll is prepared to put in the hard work.
8 isn't quite where they'd want to find themselves, but we know they're capable of turning this around.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go indeed, but just real quick, because of the penalties, we are going to pause this and look at your starting grid. Hamilton, Russell, it's a 1-2 for Mercedes. Sainz, Ocon all the way up in P4. I'm sure he's happy about that. Alonso, Gasly, Leclerc, Stroll, Verstappen, P9. Sargent will go up into P10. Perez back down into P11. Tsunoda, De Vries, and it looks like everything is normal all the way down to P17. Tsunoda, De Vries, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Lando Norris, Albon moves all the way down to P17. Then it's Piastri, Bottas, and Guan Yu Zhou. Let's get to the race. We're going to start up here at the top because it's Hamilton and Russell racing each other all the way down to turn number 1 with Carlos Sainz. He's going to make a move on George Russell, but he's not going to get it right there. Everything else looks like it just went pretty much normal, as we got Russell and Hamilton leading your Dutch Grand Prix. Let's go check in on my guys. 15, 16, they're side by side, defending the track behind them. No one's getting around them. Magnussen will keep his position over Hulkenberg, who's going to get a little upset about that. But that is okay, because listen, guys, we have time. And hey, you probably noticed, why are you on hards? I'll tell you exactly why I'm on hards. Everybody else are mediums and softs. And according to my strategy and the way tires work, they will all have to box. But here's why I did not box, and I have intermediates. There will be rain at around lap 30, lap 35. I don't know exactly when the track is going to get wet, but the hards will last until it does. And all the other tires didn't even make it really past lap 30. They didn't make it past to the point where it was going to rain. So all of these people in front of us, they're either going to box for new tires, or they're going to hold out on really, really old tires and have to box a second time. He is -0. The front runners, look at them. They're going into the pit lane, lap 20. I knew it was going to have to happen. So now they got to box a second time just to put on the inters when it's time. So that's going to definitely help us out a lot. It's going to help us out. I'm not going to guarantee points, but it's going to help us out as Magnussen. Magnussen, not only does he box and we get by him as he's in the pit lane, Magnussen, wow, Sonoda boxed. We passed Sonoda while he's in the pit lane, but he had a pit lane issue. That's another thing that these cars are basically risking. If they have pit lane issues on one stop, knowing that they're going to have to stop again later, because there's no way the AI doesn't know that they're going to have to stop later, correct? I mean, I got to be correct there. There's just no way. So we're going to put him back on the neutral real quick because his ERS is pretty darn high. And he is getting back in front of almost everybody who passed him earlier. He got back in front of Albon, who passed him. He got back in front of Norris, who passed him. And they're boxing for fresh tires because they used all of their good tire earlier. Now we are still on the hards. Everybody, just about everybody has boxed already. Sargent did not box. There goes Lewis Hamilton. He's in the pit lane. Gasly has not boxed yet. Sargent hasn't boxed yet. So they're still got to box or drive on really, really old tires. And it looks like they have all decided to box for fresh tires, which, like I've said, they're going to have to box again. What is Alonso on? Alonso is on the mediums. The only thing that will actually make me mad in this is if the rain doesn't actually fall. But with 80% and then 90% at the end of the race, I don't see the rain not coming down. Have to box for the inters when it's time. And here comes Nico Hulkenberg, who looks like he might be getting passed by Nick DeVries. And there's a wreck at turn 1. I couldn't exactly tell you who it was, but I'm really hoping it's not Nico Hulkenberg, but I have a feeling it is Nico Hulkenberg. And it is Nico Hulkenberg and Nick DeVries down into turn 1. Both cars still driving, which is good. I do like to see that. We have front wing damage, so we are going to have to get a new front wing, but we don't have to get new tires. However, we are on lap 26. The softs will last about 35 laps. Probably less, though, because of the thing. So maybe it is very unfortunate because I was talking about how I don't have to box until the intermediates, but we're going to have to box with Nico just to get him a new front wing. There he comes, Kevin Magnussen, into the pit lane. We're not the first one to do it. There's plenty of other people in front of us that did it as well, but here he comes in, out he goes. Here comes Hulkenberg. He's coming around. Oh, we know that it changed to damp. Golly, dude, stop. All right. There we go. Out we go. A lot of people had to stop twice, and it doesn't seem like that helped us at all because we are still where we were and 8 seconds behind Nick DeVries. But it is Carlos Sainz winning Zandvoort, and it is Leclerc getting P2, and it is Bottas 17th, 18th is Hulkenberg, Piastri is 19th. Zhou Guanyu will get P20. There goes Max Verstappen. He will finish the race P3. Then Russell. Then Alonso, who did not get to finish last week because of Lance Stroll. Then it's Perez. Here comes Hamilton. He's going to cross the line any second now. There's Hamilton. There's Stroll. Here comes Esteban Ocon as he comes around to finish out his race P9. There he goes. Whoops, wrong one. Pierre Gasly. He's a little bit further back than the rest, but Tsunoda's finishing P11, Albon, Sargent, Norris, DeVries, and here comes Kevin Magnussen to finish out the lap. He is done and around. Pierre Gasly to cross the line in last. Well, not in last, sorry. He crosses the line last to finish P10. Wild weekend. Some things are good, others not so much.
Nico Hulkenberg with what can only be described as a disastrous outing.
It's been a very frustrating day for them, and they leave without any points. That's not the sort of performance we'd expect to see, really.
And Carlos Sainz heading up to the podium now, the Spaniard adding another to his record.
What an excellent way to take a second win of the season with a composed performance today.
A sea of smiles all around. They're on top of the world, here in Zandvoort. Now, Karun, I'd be really keen to know, how do you think the Haas team will be reflecting on today's result?
It's not been the greatest weekend. Both drivers need to step up and show what they can do, and the team have to be there to support them.
And that then marks the end of events here at Zandvoort.
We now look ahead to the next round in Monza in Italy. The Temple of Speed is waiting, and the teams will be ready and raring to go.
And that does conclude Zandvoort. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out the voices here. I think that might have been a little loud. It might have cracked a little bit, so I'm sorry if it does. Carlos Sainz winning here in the Dutch Grand Prix. Then you got Charles Leclerc in second. Max Verstappen getting a P3, which is not going to help his points. I know Ferrari is definitely trying to make a move. If I'm not mistaken, it was Carlos Sainz in second, but we are about to find out. Anyway, George Russell getting P4, Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, Alexander Albon, Logan Sargent, Lando Norris, Nick DeVries, Kevin Magnussen dropping down 2 spots in today's Grand Prix, down to P16, Valtteri Bottas, and Nico Hulkenberg losing out on 3 spots, moving down to P18. Then it's Oscar Piastri and Zhou Guanyu, once again P20. Moving on over to your drivers, we got Max Verstappen still in the lead by over 100 points, so he might be safe. I'm not 100% sure. He does have 14 podiums and 8 race wins. But we'll see. We'll see. Carlos Sainz now with 2 race wins, 7 podiums. He's in second place in the Drivers' Championship. Charles Leclerc with 2 race wins, 6 podiums. Sergio Perez drops down. Well, he has been dropped down. He stays in 4th place this week. Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, George Russell, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly finishing out your top 10 of the driver standings. Kevin Magnussen still P11. I want to say 12 points behind Pierre Gasly. We can do it. We have probably a better chance if I was better with the money, but well. We got Yuki Tsunoda, Nick DeVries, Logan Sargent, Valtteri Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg still P16 with only 3 points, tied with Alexander Albon P17, Lando Norris 2 points, but dead last of all the people who have points, as Oscar Piastri is in first place of all the people who have 0 points. Then it's Zhou Guanyu P20. On to your constructor standings, we have Red Bull sitting on top by less than 100 points now, as Ferrari in second as 431 compared to their 524 of Red Bull. Aston Martin P3, Mercedes, Alpine, Haas still sitting exactly where we need to sit, 10 points in front of AlphaTauri, but we're quickly losing out to P5 of the Alpines. Williams, Alfa Romeo, and then McLaren, 2 points, P10. And that concludes round number 14 at the Zandvoort Dutch Grand Prix. Up next, round 15, it will be Monza, which is the race that is coming up this Sunday in real life. We're going to go ahead and replace some of these car parts because that is absolutely free to do. Running low on side pods, running low on the chassis. That is not looking good, as we are now 10 million in debt. We got to replace that rear wing. Luckily still free. The underfloor not looking too hot. Do I want to swap it out? I can't. Oh, we're running low on literally everything. That is not looking good. How is our powertrain looking? The gearbox swap? No, I'd have to buy another one, and that's $1 million. That is not what we want to see. Powertrain, the lowest one we have is the engine, and if I'm not mistaken, we would have to buy another one, and that is $5 million. I think that's why we went on debt. I think that's why we went into debt, because I was not ready. But anyway, that is your round 14. My bad. That is your round 14 Dutch Grand Prix video. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. If you can't wait for the next one, please hit that subscribe button. Both buttons do nothing but help out my confidence in making these videos, and I am enjoying making these videos. I am. Anyway, until next time, I will see you guys at Monza. I'm hoping you have a great day, great life, great night, whatever. Just hope you're having a great time doing whatever it is that you're doing. And until the next video comes out, goodbye.